Climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant. I know, 2 rants in only a week's time, and I haven't even had any other rants in 2021, but that's just the way this goes. So I have been trying to find a direction for my channel to go since the decline in interest in Red Dead Online until new content comes out for both Red Dead Online as well as GTA Online. I still have to find stuff to do on the channel, content, games to play, etc. So I decided to start playing games that I want to play, and hopefully my viewers, subscribers that are interested would watch those that I would happen to play during a live stream. The first game I picked was Batman Arkham Asylum because I'm a huge Batman fan, been one since I was a kid, and I love the Batman Arkhamverse, especially since it involves a connection to Batman, the animated series. One of the lead writers, Paul Dini, wrote the script for Batman Arkham Asylum. It also involves voice work from Kevin Conroy, who voiced Bruce Wayne, Batman, in both the animated series and the Arkhamverse, as well as the legendary Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, also voiced the Joker in both the animated series of Batman and the Batman Arkhamverse, and Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn. So I was excited after 4 hours of playing Monday night, Tuesday morning. It was a fun stream. I had a very good time, and I was looking forward to playing future installments of Batman Arkham Asylum on the channel and eventually move on to Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and then Arkham Knight. Then I get a ton of copyright claims from WMG on behalf of Water Tower Music. I got, I believe, 6 altogether, and it has to do with the score, the soundtrack of Batman Arkham Asylum. As most of you are aware of, most of the time, these soundtracks for video games are considered to be fair use. As long as it's not actual music, you know, from like real life musicians, bands, etc., a game score is usually considered to be fair use, and someone has a right to do a let's play or a live stream while that game score is playing in the background. And this is the first time that this has actually happened to me, where the game score itself, the soundtrack, is what was the result of the copyright claim from WMG on behalf of Water Tower Music. Above that is Warner Brothers, which owns DC, as well as Rocksteady, Double B Montreal, the makers of the Batman Arkhamverse games. So these 6 copyright claims, and the fact that I also got a partially blocked visibility, which means that this is blocked in some countries, made me a lot less inclined not only to cease playing Batman Arkham Asylum going forward on the channel, but I would probably have the same issue occur with Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight as well, because all of these are under WB, Warner Brothers, which is the parent company of WMG, Water Tower Music. You get the idea. So I remembered a while back that I had encountered WMG once before over some fraudulent copyright claims. In fact, I made a video about it over on my political channel back in November 2019, and several other YouTubers, streamers, content creators, big and small at the time, were also getting fraudulent copyright claims. And here's the ones I got via my Gmail, and I disputed all these, by the way, but these had nothing to do with any properties owned by Warner Brothers. The big difference here is the Batman DC and Batman Arkhamverse, all that is obviously owned by Warner Brothers. So whereas these examples back in November 2019 were clearly had no ownership at all connected to WMG, unfortunately the Batman Arkham games are owned by WMG, as well as, you know, going up the ladder to DC as well as Warner Brothers. Therefore, unfortunately, I believe that the copyright claims I got for the Batman Arkham Asylum game was, in fact, legitimate copyright claims, even though I would contest that I could probably dispute all those claims under fair use, chances are I would probably lose all 6 disputes, because clearly Warner Brothers could make the case that the score of the Batman Arkham Asylum games and Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, and probably all their other WB video game properties as well is considered to be, fair game for them to file copyright claims against content creators and streamers big and small, such as myself. I was curious to see if I could find at least one other instance of something exactly happening to another content creator and streamer. So I browsed on Reddit. It didn't take me long to find this from 4 months ago from Skycam Maki. Batman Arkham Asylum soundtrack copyright bummer. This is going to come off as an ad for me streaming, but I promise it isn't that. So yesterday, which was 4 months ago at the time of me reading this Reddit article, link below in the description section along with my video from my political channel. So yesterday I was supposedly Batman Day, and I did a huge stream on Twitch, over 7 hours long. I beat Batman Arkham Asylum on stream with about 3/4 of the Riddler trophies, not 100%. I was pretty thrilled with the stream. Then I looked at the VOD because I uploaded them to YouTube. Well, it turns out the first 6 minutes of my stream was muted because of the soundtrack getting hit with a copyright claim. This has happened to me before, and it always sucks, but it usually is because the game has a licensed music and not just based off the general score. Anyway, I uploaded it to YouTube anyway, and it got hit with another 12 copyright claims for the same reason. Again, this isn't anything massive. I can't get ad revenue from it, but I didn't plan to do that anyways. I don't think that there's anything going to be done about it. This is more to do with the post to warn people, though this may have already been a known problem, and mildly rant about it. See, I'm so bummed. I hope everyone else has had fun on Batman Day. I did legitimately have a great time. This is just a minor silliness bringing me down. And this is exactly what happened to me. I had a very good time going back to Batman Arkham Asylum, streaming it for over 4 hours. I intended on continuing my Batman Arkham Asylum series and then move on to City as well as Origins, and then wrap it up with Arkham Knight, because I'm trying to play games on the channel that I want to play and stream while I'm waiting for new content for Red Dead Online and GTA Online, which are the 2 main games I currently cover, along with Mafia. But because of these copyright claims from WMG, I have no desire at all to continue playing through Batman Arkham Asylum on the channel for a live stream, because I don't want any more copyright claims. I don't really make much money off these streams anyways, but still, it's unfortunate that WMG and Warner Brothers are so greedy that they feel the need to rob pennies away from streamers and content creators because of the fact that we're playing and streaming their games. Bear in mind, once again, this is the game score, not any official licensed copyright music from artists, musicians, bands, etc. This is just from the score itself, which up to this point has always been protected by fair use. It still might be, and maybe I should consider filing 6 disputes against WMG, but there's a very real possibility in this instance, unlike back in November 2019, where I could very well lose all 6 disputes. And if that happens, it could be a very negative effect on the channel. At the very least, I would just get denied 6 times and possibly a warning, and I could also receive a strike or perhaps have my channel taken down as a result. Bear in mind, that's just a worst case scenario when it comes to this specific situation. But I think that WB and WMG Water Tower Music is being extremely greedy here, because up until this point, video games were protected by fair use. And the fact that I bought the game for $60 US over a decade ago, bear in mind, this game is over a decade old. And I pre-ordered it. I bought Arkham Asylum. I bought Arkham City, Arkham Origins, as well as Arkham Knight. So obviously a huge Batman fan. I am very disappointed that this has occurred. It has left me bummed out. As I've already mentioned, where I was really excited about continuing playing through Arkham Asylum and move on to Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and finish it off of Arkham Knight over the next few months while I'm waiting for new content for Red Dead Online and GTA Online, just to give my channel some content, something instead of nothing. Unfortunately, now I have to avoid playing any further Batman Arkham games because of these copyright claims. Because chances are, if I continue, the next episode in all my episodes of Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight will most likely result in me receiving more copyright claims from WMG on behalf of Water Tower Music, which is obviously underneath Warner Brothers. And it's quite possible that I can't play any game at all from any developer, studio, or publisher underneath the Warner Brothers umbrella. So now going forward, I have to be cautious about video games that I want to live stream or do content for, because if they happen to be under Warner Brothers, then I'm going to stay far away from them, not cover them, not let's play them, and not live stream them on my YouTube channel, because I don't like the idea of getting copyright claims whenever it's not even a copyright song from a band, a musician, etc., when it's just the video game score. And this doesn't really surprise me or shock me at all, especially concerning the history of WMG copyright claiming other people's channels and content as well as live streams, including my own over a year ago back in November 2019. The difference is back then they had no grounds to stand on because what they were allegedly copywriting was not even owned by them at all. Whereas Batman, unfortunately, is underneath DC, which is underneath WB, and I believe HBO now. So I'm kind of screwed if I decide to proceed this with disputes or further streams of Batman Arkham Asylum and any of the other Batman Arkhamverse games. Which, in all honesty, really does bum me out because, like I said, I'm trying to find games to play while I wait patiently for content for other games that I cover on the channel, in order to give the channel content and streams and give me something to do on the channel instead of it sitting around not having anything at all. And this just feels like a massive punch to the gut, where I was very excited after the conclusion of my Batman Arkham Asylum stream Monday night, Tuesday morning. I wanted to continue it. Now, not so much. And so I would bear this in conclusion as a warning to all fellow content creators and streamers. If you're thinking about streaming any game that might be owned by WB, including the Batman Arkhamverse games, you might want to have a second thought about that, because you too might find yourself with a ton of copyright claims from WMG on behalf of Water Tower Music, which is also probably on behalf of WB, DC, whoever the hell else is involved in this nonsense. This is the modern day equivalent of the highwaymen, and they have no qualms about robbing dollars from you or even pennies. Even if you don't make much money off your streams or videos, they're going to take it all from you. Oh, you made a few pennies off this? Fork them over. Oh, you made a few dollars off that video and stream? Fork it over. Guess what you get to keep? Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. We're taking all that money. Oh yeah, there wasn't any copyright songs. It was just a score. But going forward, we're going to copyright, video games, even if it is the score, even if there was a time when you could actually play a video game with the defense of fair use. I guess we're entering a brave new world when it comes to the video games we can play and cannot play. And what's sad is I get the feeling that there are going to be other studios, other companies out there similar to WB that have publishers, developer studios, who are probably going to do the same thing. So expect them to commit highway acts of robbery against content creators and streamers, big and small as well, and many other video games in the past that would not be copyright claimed because they were protected by fair use will be also copyright claimed in the future, just because of the fact that they happen to have the video game score in the background. Has this also happened to you as a result of playing a Batman Arkham game or any other game under WB, or perhaps another video game entirely that's not underneath the WB banner or umbrella? Feel free and let me know below in the comments section.